chapter, man. This chapter has so many emotions coming from me, you know. Disappointment will be one, because of the fact that we didn't get Arthur versus Kezis and Epiotis. I'm disappointed. I'm sad. But, I mean, just strictly talking about this chapter, though, once I get past all that, it was an interesting chapter. It was an interesting chapter as far as, you know, Agrona, you know, elevating his plans with Sascar, what's going on with Sarah, and then seeing more of Cecilia's personality. And then also Sarah's, man. Sarah's is just so dope. She's shrouded with so much mystery. She is a revolutionary at this point. And I mean, she's had a lot of this stuff planned out, but I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But yeah, I just want to learn more. I just want to learn more and know more about Sarah, just completely. Her backstory, her motivations, like how she even got to this point. Was she always this way? Like, I really want... How long has she even been alive? That's another good question. So this chapter starting off, you know, with Nico waking up from the regalia that he got, and, you know, Agrona is just being Agrona, you know, says that he failed, right? Which is typical. And the reason that he failed will be because his regalia, because the officers ended up, I guess, examining the regalia, and they was able to figure out what it does. And so Agrona was disappointed because it wasn't it was something that he couldn't use like in battle directly to like strengthen him. So he just kind of looked at it as a failure, which makes sense because you know what Agrona's goal is, what he's trying to achieve, you know, with retaking, not retaking, but taking Epiotis from Kezis and the Indrive clan. So that makes sense. But once again, Nico's a failure. Now we find out in this chapter that Cecilia is actually going to lead the assault on Sascar. That's not that surprising, to be honest. But my question is this, right? What is Agrona's not just having her be there and lead the assault for the whole, you know, with Sascar being, you know, taken over by Ceres. He's not just doing that for no reason. So there's some other reasons that are involved with why he's doing this. So I'm more so curious to know, like, what was his other, because he likes playing games and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, like, what other things is he trying to find out by sending Cecilia there, you know? Now we know that Cecilia is I don't really know what to think about her at this point, because it's really hard, because you don't know how much Cecilia is actually her and how much of her is just from the manipulation of her memories. I will more so go towards the manipulation of her memories just kind of like completely changed her character to some sort. But it's a mystery to try to find out exactly, is this really how she thinks? Is this really how she feels? Or is this just the memories? You know? So I'm really just I'm at a loss at this point with Cecilia. I don't know. Like we need to know what is her memories that were implanted and what isn't. But we don't know that yet. So, but trying to figure out how loyal Cecilia is to Agrona. Now we find out that she actually hid Sylvia's core from Agrona. She knew that he would be upset about it, but she didn't turn it in, and she gave it back to Nico. So that tells me that she still values Nico more than Agrona. We already know that she wouldn't let Agrona just cast him aside as if he's nothing, like she said. Because I care about him, you should care about him. That's what she said. So I think that was a good sign to show that, like, she's not completely far off the deep end and just gonna just be a complete slave to Agrona and not give a fuck about Nico. So we know it's not to that extent. Now let's talk about something else that we learned. Nico's regalia, right? So his new regalia is really, really cool. It's really, really cool. I really like it. I was surprised. I didn't expect it at all. I thought it was going to be something to do with Realm Heart when he touched the core for the first time, and how he got that little instant, like, able to see ether a little bit like Arthur. But no, we didn't get any of that. This regalia literally compliments him as a person with what he did back when he was on Earth, being an inventor, being, experimenting and creating things, right? And he literally has the ability now to be able to decipher, like, what material he needs to fit with something else, to see, like, how it connects with each other. Like he said, he looked at the staff and he saw that the wood was shining, and the piece that he had inside the wood, what was dull. So that told him that it didn't fit, and so he was grabbing other different, materials or gems and stuff, and he got one closer to the staff, and it lit up, and it changed and it vibrated, so let him know that, oh, these connect. So he's able to see exactly, like, how things connect with one another, and, like, the components of it, and, like, and this is a regalia, like he said, that it's hard to master. So we don't even know what the full potential of this regalia is, with him being able to use the materials. Now, man, this would, what I immediately thought about? Gideon. If Gideon had this sort of ability, man, he'll be able to create so much shit. But Nico's the one that has it, and I don't see Nico. I don't see Nico ever going back to, going to Decathlon and reconnecting, and I don't really see that happening. So I'm really curious to know, like, how long is he going to be staying with Agrona? Like, is he going to try to run away at some point? I don't think Cecilia's going to go with him if he wants to, but I don't know. But his regalia is dope. I really think it fits and it makes sense. It's not no arbitrary power up that you just get. But then again, we know that Agrona has the ability to do that, because we don't know what other regalias or what else happened after he passed out. So we don't know if the other sides, if they got any sort of power-ups, or what kind of power-ups they got. So, we still don't know about that. Are there some more wraiths that got more power-ups or something? We don't know. And then also, they also shows you, like, if he had the ability to do this already, why didn't he do it and power them up if he could? You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I think about. Now, something else that I found out, or maybe we already knew, I'm not sure, but Agrona actually promised Cecilia and Nico that he's going to send them back to Earth, which is pretty crazy. I didn't think that that's what they wanted to do. I thought that they was planning on, like, after the war is over with Epheotus and everything, that they were going to just kind of, have their lives and go off somewhere and, like, live happily ever after. I didn't think they were going back to Earth, but the fact that that's what they want to do and that's the goal, that was really kind of shocking to me. Now, we get to the part where we go to Sascar and we get to see this shield. Now, this shield is crazy. It is crazy that this shield is actually, I'm not going to say possible, but that she can actually do this. So we know that Sascar is like a dominion that Orlath is, like, in control of, right? The sovereign. And I mean, so you can think of it like a state. It's like a state. Probably not as big as a country, but like a state, right? And you literally got it split in half, and there's a shield covering half of the entire state. Like, that is insane. That is insane. And what makes it even more crazy is the fact that Ceres can do this, and Agrona has no idea how she's doing this. He doesn't know how she's able to do this. And Agrona has been here for thousands of years, doing experiment after experiment, testing, and all this other shit, right? And Ceres is able to accomplish something that Agrona doesn't even know. He doesn't even understand. Like, that's even more mind-blowing. Because it's just like, how long has Ceres had this plan? When did she decide that she wanted to do all this? Like, was she always like this? Ceres is just such a mystery. She's so fascinating as a character in the story. And just like, we just need to get more background about her, because, man, it's incredible, man. It really is incredible, like, how she had all this stuff planned out. And then she says, actually, she says that this shield, this power is they're trying to figure out how this shit is powered up. She says that, you know, Orlath is all around us, right? He's here protecting the area. And so I'm just like, okay, so obviously he has something to do with this shield. But how? Like, is he powering up the shield? Does he have enough mana to even power up the shield? We know that Asuras have an extremely large, abundant amount of mana in their cores and stuff, but it still don't make sense for it to be enough to power up the shield. So I don't know, but we need to find out more about that. But I'm really curious as to how is he, like, did he become the shield? And like, I don't know. I really don't know, but it'd be interesting to find out, you know, exactly more about how this all is going to go down in Sascar. Now, when Cecilia actually shows up and meets Ceres behind the shield, the fact that Ceres is just so confident, like, she doesn't have any sort of, like, she has no fear at all. And Cecilia was there and she was trying to bring down the shield, and she's just studying her, just no big deal. And I'm just thinking about that, and I'm just like, she's not bringing down the shield. She can't bring down the shield at all. But okay, it don't really make sense. That's why we need to find out more about what is going on with this shield, how it's powered. Cecilia has been able to control mana freely. She's able to manipulate it, see it, control it. She understands how it all works. Back during the Victoriad, she was able to get all of the mana from the atmosphere, and she said that she could have gotten the mana from people's mana cores, and she just chose not to. So, you know, when she was reforming Nico's core. How is she not able to draw the mana from the shield? It's not powered by ether, it's powered by mana. So how is she not able to withdraw the mana from the shield? It really is. It really is crazy. Like, I don't know. And then also, as she's like trying to tear down this shield is so resilient that as she like makes caves or dents into the shield or whatever the hell she's doing, the shield is repairing itself and reforming. Like, this shield is crazy. It's crazy. Ceres is just crazy, man. Like, we should have got her POV. That would have been better. Now, going back to Agrona promising to go to Earth. Ceres says that he can't do that. Nico thought in his head, like, maybe he wouldn't, but he didn't really want to believe it. And then Cecilia's just like, no, you're a liar. He's the most powerful person in the world. You don't know him like how I do. And I'm just like, what do you mean know him like how you do? You just got here. What are you talking about? And so I'm just like, bro, like, the brainwashing is just, it's just incredible. Like, you just got here and you don't know him like how I do. Like what? Like, what are you talking about? It's just crazy. And so I don't really see it to be that far-fetched for him to be able to send them back to Earth. You know? Like, if he's able to reincarnate someone, which is still crazy, reincarnate someone from another world and bring them into this world, why wouldn't he be able to take someone in this world and put them into another world? Now, he might not be able to bring them back to their old bodies, but he should be able to put them inside another baby's body or something, you know, like how with Arthur, it's to bring them back to Earth. I don't really see it as being that far-fetched, because like he literally took someone from another world and brought them back to his world. Like, that's just insane. So I don't really believe that he can't do it. But then again, you know, Agrona, he lies all the time. He manipulates. He only cares about himself and his goals and what he wants to achieve. And if he has to manipulate, experiment, lie, whatever the fuck, brainwash, he's gonna do it. So if he can't do it, I can believe that too. But if he can, I will most likely lean towards like he probably can, because we still don't even know how he's able to even reincarnate people in the first place. Like, we don't even know that. Now, with Cecilia and how she's acting with bringing down this barrier, right? I just think this just goes back towards her being brainwashed. Like her snapping, kind of like how Nico would snap and lose his mind from the rage. And so she was kind of going into like this rage moment. I mean, and then like she lost control. She was so focused on trying to bring down this shield, like she lost control. Well, she didn't lose control, but she like deactivated the spell that, you know, that she had to have Nico flying next to her, and she was just solely focused on this shield. And so I don't know. I mean, she's just a warped, brainwashed individual. And so I think that she's just gonna go down as being a total servant to Agrona, which is crazy because it's just like, why? You don't have to. You can literally do whatever the fuck you want, you know? Which is my complaint about the story back in Earth when she was being used as the legacy. I'm just like, okay, cool. You have these abilities. Your potential is, you know, insane, unlimited, whatever, right? They want you to get stronger and better, be able to utilize your ki and all this other stuff. But why can't you just be the strongest motherfucker on the planet and then be like, you know what, I'm not listening to you guys, and guess what? I can do whatever the fuck I want and you can't stop me. Like, why do you gotta get yourself killed in order for you to not be used as a weapon? Just be the strongest and can't nobody use you and abuse you, you know? But, I mean, you know, that's whatever. But now that she's here on, you know, in Alacria, it's just like, okay, you can do the exact same thing. But it's different though, because she's not just being used, she's having her mind controlled. She's having her memories manipulated. And so you can literally change someone's whole personality. Now, I don't think this is going to last forever because there's some way she's going to be able to figure out how to restore her own memories, right? With just her getting stronger and stronger and better be able to understand mana, she's going to at some point be able to get her memories back. But I mean, that's all she's doing at this point, is just being a weapon, which is what she didn't want to do, which makes Nico even more trash for even going along with all this shit. But you know, whatever. Well, those are my thoughts about the chapter, you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next chapter, man. Peace.